here for a math moment. I'm Mrs. Combs. Today we're going to be talking about converting fractions into decimals, part 2. The last moment covered the process. Today we're going to add repetends. And let's find out what that means in a minute. First we're going to do a couple of review problems. 3/4. 3 divided by 4. So the 4 goes on the outside and the 3 goes in the box. Does 4 go into 3? No, it goes in there 0 times, so we have to put the decimal. And remember that if you don't see a decimal, it comes right after the number. And I can add a 0 and it doesn't make any difference. 4 goes into 3 0 times, it goes into 30 7 times, which is 28. 4 times 7 is 28 with a 2. Now I add another 0, bring it down. 4 goes into 25 times. So this one turned out to be 0.75. Now, the 5 goes in the box, and the 8 goes on the outside. Does 8 go into 5? No, it doesn't. Here's the decimal, remember, comes right after the number, and I bring it up and add a 0. Does 8 go into 50? Goes in there 6 times. 6 times 8 is 48. 2. Does 8 go into 20? Yep. I add that 0. It goes in there 2 times. Oh, I have a remainder. I add another 0. 8 goes into 45 times. So this one took 3 zeros before it came out even. And it's 0.625. So you can add as many zeros as you need. And sometimes a number begins to repeat. When that happens, it's called a repetend because it's repeating. Let's check the 1/3 here and try it. Remember, this is divided by, so the 1 is in the box, the 3 is on the outside. And 3 goes into 1 0 times. Add the decimal, bring it up, add a 0. 3 goes into 10 3 times. That's 9. 1. Add another 0, bring it down. We're going to get the same thing. It goes in there 3 times. 9. And this 10 minus 9 is going to continue to repeat. That's called a repetend. When that happens, we put a line over the one number that repeats, or the 2 numbers, or 3 numbers, however many are repeating. And this one is 0.3 with a repetend line. Okay? This is 5 6. Now the 5 goes in the box. The numerator goes in the box. And the 6 goes on the outside. Does 6 go into 5? No, it doesn't. So I put a 0, and there's the decimal. Now I have to add another 0. Does 6 go into 50? Yes, goes in there 8 times. That's 48. I subtract and get a 2. But it didn't come out even, so I add another 0. Does 6 go into 20? Yes, it goes in there 3 times. And that's 18. And that's 2. I add the 0. And that's 18. And this is a 3. So, does the 8 repeat? No, there's just 1 8. Just 1 8. But the 3 is repeating. So it has a line over it. So this one is 0.8. 3, and the line goes only over the 3. Only over the 3. Okay. Now, 7/12. Which one is going to go inside the box? That's right, the 7. The 7 goes in the box. And the 12 goes outside, it's the divisor. 12 does not go into 7. So I'm going to put a 0 up there. Add a 0, the decimal is right here. 12 goes into 70 5 times, which is 60. Add a 0. Bring it down. 12 goes into 100. I think it's 8. Let's try 8. 8 times 2 is 16. 1 times 8 is 8, 9. So that's correct. Now there's a 4. So I add a 0. Bring it down. 12 goes into 40 6 times. 36. Subtract. There's a 4. Add a 0. Bring it down. And look, the 40 is now repeating. So this 6, which is not very nicely written, this 6 is repeating. Are the 5 and the 8 repeating? No, the 5 and the 8 don't repeat. They just appear one time each. So this one is 0.586 repeating. And the repetend line goes only over the 6. So these are called repetends. In 1/3, only the 3 repeats. In 5/6, only the 3 is repeating. In 7/12, we have a repeating 6. The 6 is repeating. So the line goes over just the repeating 6. So the repetend line covers only the numbers that are repeating. But it's never going to come out even, because that number is always going to repeat. This is a shorthand way of telling us that that 3 is going to keep repeating. And that's not how to divide fractions into decimals when you have a repetend. We might possibly end up with another converting fractions into decimals. So be on the lookout for that lesson.